never kill me, chew me, sue me, everybody do me, kick me, cut me, don't jump like a white me. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us.
Okay, so they are qualifying
All
now.
I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. I tell me what has become of my life. I have a wife and two children who love me. I am the victim of police brutality. No, I'm tired of being the victim of hate. They're ripping me of my pride, for God's sake. I think I gotta do the business prophecy. Set me free, skin dead. Everybody gone fast, tougher than just beat me, hate me. You can never break me, will me, thrill me. You can never kill me, chew me, sue me. Everybody do me, kick me, kite me, don't jump like a white me. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Tell me what has become of my life. I have a wife and two children who love me. I am the victim of police brutality. No, I'm tired of being the victim of hate. They're ripping me of my pride, for God's sake. I think I gotta do the business prophecy. Set me free, skin dead. Everybody gone fast, tougher than just beat me, hate me. You can never break me, will me, thrill me. You can never kill me, chew me, sue me. Everybody do me, kick me, kite me, don't jump like a white me. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Tell me what has become of my life. I have a wife and two children who love me. I am the victim of police brutality. No, I'm tired of being the victim of hate. They're ripping me of my pride, for God's sake. I think I gotta do the business prophecy. Set me free, skin dead. Everybody gone fast, tougher than just beat me, hate me. You can never break me, will me, thrill me. You can never kill me, chew me, sue me. Everybody do me, kick me, kite me, don't jump like a white me. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Tell me what has become of my life. I have a wife and two children who love me. I am the victim of police brutality. No, I'm tired of being the victim of hate. They're ripping me of my pride, for God's sake. I think I gotta do the business prophecy. Set me free, skin dead. Everybody gone fast, tougher than just beat me, hate me. You can never break me, will me, thrill me. You can never kill me.
Think Racing League Broadcast Network. We're just jumping in midway through qualifying here. I'm going to be the guy giving you all the action here. We're going to be wide open, 150 laps, no caution flags, unlimited fast repairs if you need one. And the guys will just run straight open in these throwback cars. I see a Pontiac out on the track. So we'll watch Brian Sosa here with his qualifying lap. So far, the fastest car on the track belongs to Ryan Philbrick. He's at the top of the grid so far. We'll just listen in as they qualify here in the 1987 Christmas Spectacular. Looks like he's pulling it down pit road as we await the next car to take the track here at the Rock. We are awarding podium finishers here tonight, first, second, and third. A little early Christmas gift for the boys. As the grid is set, so are we here at the Ratfink Racing League. Let's check out that starting grid. Rolling off pole position here just on the Christmas Eve. On row number 1, we have Ryan Philbrick. Next to him, we have Ricky Harden. Then we have Brandon Hitton. Then we have Jordan Trask, Tom Ringer, Brian Sosa in the mix as well. Thomas Wayne, also Brent Thompson right next to him. Chuck Burley, Todd Perron, Jonathan McIntosh, Cody Deek, John Crosby. And to round out our starting grid here tonight, we have David Bersecki and Brandon Yates. But as mentioned, everybody tuning in here tonight, it is a shootout, no stoppages, no yellow flags, unlimited fast repairs. So if you wreck it, get it down pit road, get it fixed up, get it back on the track to get rocking and rolling. As we already have some trouble on the track. Sideways into the corner as the action has begun here at the Rock. Sliding already into that corner here at the Rock. Heading down pit road. As we're getting ready to start off here, qualifying has wrapped up. Warm up here, this Christmas spectacular. We're gonna let the cars do the talking here in tonight's race. I'll provide an overhead voice, sort of like a track announcer here in this Christmas spectacular. These guys are gonna let it all out. Frustrations during the past seasons, frustrations you might have built up during a current season. This is the night to let it all out, to just let the cars go. As we're watching this warming up here at the Rock. As we watch Brent Thompson running around the track here in these warm-up laps. As we came onto the air, I mentioned this is a throwback spectacular, and as so, we have some throwback manufacturers. Of course, we have the Chevys, we have the Blue Opals, the Ford. But also, guys, we get to see Pontiacs take the tracks once again. It has been almost 20 years since we've seen a Pontiac on a racetrack, and tonight we get to see them go full out. No stoppages, as right now they're just warming up to get things rocking and rolling. As mentioned, it's going to be 150 laps, no caution flag, so if you get in trouble, get that thing straight once again and get it going down the track. You still have a shot in tonight's race. Looking at some of the favorites here. Cody Deek. That corner is going to be trouble in 3 and 4, as the boys are already getting at it here in these warm-up laps. About a minute and a half of warm-up time for these guys, and then it is 150 laps wide open. So this is your time to go get your popcorn, go get your snacks. There is no stoppages. If you think that maybe you'll get a caution flag to run to the restroom, you won't have it in tonight's race, as it is going to be full blast. Once that green flag drops, you want to stay in front, you want to stay in a lead pack, because if you get in trouble, it could be the end of your race. Although unlimited fast repairs, you get that thing patched up your back on the racetrack. So we'll take a look at Thomas Wayne as he takes the track. And a little bit of a warm-up session. We're watching this tricky corner in 3 and 4 already. We've seen some cars slide out of that corner. We'll see how it goes when everybody bunches up here tonight. Grid is filled out nicely. A lot of cars on the racetrack so far. Looking at a field of around 16 cars right now. Not everybody on the track taking their warm-up laps. Got less than a minute to go in this warm-up, and then 150 laps in this 1987 Christmas spectacular here on the Rat Think Racing League. right, everybody, we are back here on the Rat Fink Racing League. It is now time. We see that IR Racing pace car out in front. Let's check out that starting grid once again. Ryan Philbrick and Ricky Harden on row number 1. Brandon Hitton and Jordan Trask in that next row. Ryan Sosa, Tom Ringer in that next row. 7th and 8th, Thomas Wayne and Brent Thompson. 9th and 10th, rounding out that top 10, Chuck Burley and Todd Perron. After that, outside of the top 10, Jonathan McIntosh, Cody Deep. After that, we have David Bersecki and Brandon Yates to make up our 14-car field here in this Throwback Spectacular. And as that grid flows, you see some of these awesome paint jobs as well. Look at that Hot Wheels machine, Valley machine. My name is William Tiller. I'm going to be your overhead voice here in tonight's race. We're going to turn the volume up here at the Rock. So I'm going to let them flow in the corners. I'm going to let those engines roar here for the next 150 laps. No stopping, no caution flags, unlimited fast repairs. You keep that thing straight, you still have a shot to take home a prize. We're paying out for those top 3 here tonight on this Merry Christmas Eve, December 23rd, here on the Rat Fink Racing League. As the iRacing pace car pulls off, it's going to be Ryan Philbrick, Ricky Harden taking us in. Changes at the top of the grid. Ricky Harden still leading the way. Ryan Philbrick as well. Check in from down the grid. Tom Ringer could be the ringer in tonight's race. Not 6'9", not 6'7", 6'8" for my man inside of the top 5 so far in that silver and black machine. 2 laps here into the Rock as we come off that tricky corner 3 and 4 down the first stretch. Tom Ringer takes us in. On the grid, our leaders just flip-flop 1 and 2 so far. Position, he's now inching to the outside, trying to make some moves here tonight. Looking good. That backstretch, and that number 1 machine trying to go for that number 1 spot, showing early speed here, but he's trying to catch up to a rookie. He is our bookend inside of that top 10, and that's 16 sheet. Oh, we have somebody in the wall right down the backstretch. Guys, don't worry, unlimited fast repairs. Get that thing down. Pit road goes. Tape on it. Good to go. As being developed top side, left side, trying to feel out what side of the track's going to be best for these runs. As we start to see some early separation, he's now track inside of that top 10. Grid just a little bit. Thomas Wynn currently 5th position, already one of the biggest movers of the race, up 2 spots up the grid. Right now it is a patience game. You want to keep that car clean, you want to keep it fast, but you also want to find some grooves. You want to find down the back, some moves, but when you catch up to somebody, you have to make the most of it without you grooves. Oh, this Thomas Wynn doing great right now. Into a battle, Jonathan McIntosh under fire from Tom Perron. This is just that position inside of that top ahead and just battle it, as we see right there, top front into the wall. Now goes to the inside, a little squirrely off of 2, now down the backstretch, third drag racing here down Thunder Alley as he goes to that corner pit. Very, very wise to step off the gas early in this race. Jonathan McIntosh showing great bobbing and leaving. Down the front stretch they go, right to 1 and 2. Throwback has dropped down just a little bit here, down to third. As you see, he's very, very tight on the racetrack early on in this race. Just about to cross over into lap number 10. He is down, just losing positions. You see him not being able to get all the way down to that corner. And slowly drifting up the racetrack as we come off the corner. One of our guys now about to be under fire for that podium position as Brandon hits him as right behind him. Early pressure Ryan's feeling here in this race, very, very tight. In a race like this, that is not how you want to start. You don't have much time to get that thing worked out. No yellow flags, no chances to roll down pit road. If you do, you're going to lose a lot of speed. Look at Brandon Hilton right behind him, just following him. That's what you want to do right here early in this race. You want to follow the leader down the front stretch. Right here, also inside of that top 10, looking good. Currently setting up one spot in this race, that 45 machine. He is just trying to catch that track. We see a lot of gapping going on right now. The one guy who is gapped from the top position is Ricky Harden, who's now got a 1.5 seconds lead on the rest of the field. But you see Brett trying to catch Tom Ringer for that next spot. He's losing some speed though, as we're just out 13 laps of this 87 Christmas spectacular. As we check in with a man who wants to spend Christmas all by himself, and that's Ricky Harden. Started second, wasted no time to get to the lead as we watch that 15 machine go through 3 and 4 mile forward as we're down that front stretch here to run. There we go. Ooh, little squirrely coming off of 3 and 4 as he crosses that start-finish line here on lap 16. I want to step away from the microphone and take a moment of silence for a NASCAR legend, Greg Biffle, as we watch everyone take the track. As we're back here in the 87 Christmas Spectacular, the Ratfink Racing League, we have some movement inside of the podium. Ryan Philbrick is right there in that third spot. Jordan Trask now owns that second spot as Brandon Hinton is right there as well. We have a trio now down the backstretch into 3 and 4. As mentioned when this race began, we are paying out podium positions. So this is big, big movement as Ricky Harden loves to see this, if he can see this right now with an almost 3-second lead in the rest of the field. Philbrick here, our pole sitter. He is part of bad company. Shout out to Bon Jovi right there as Ryan Philbrick, Jonathan McIntosh, Brandon Yates. Let's check in with that squad as Ryan Philbrick, as we talked about, our pole sitter in tonight's Christmas Spectacular. Jonathan McIntosh, we've already seen him in early battles in tonight's race. And Brandon Yates could be an early sleeper in tonight's Spectacular, just outside of that top 10. As we mentioned, anything can happen as he has shown early speed, trying to hang in there inside the top 10. Jonathan McIntosh, though, one of our biggest movers. He's just moving up the grid, trying to make moves on everybody, but right now facing almost a 4-second gap between him and the next position. A wide open race like this could happen. If you find early speed, you can check out Brandon Yates, 11th position, but boy, a big gap between him and the next car. See, he's under fire here to 3 and 4 off of that corner. Brandon Yates isn't going to lose any more position as right now Cody Deek just in that 12th position now bounces off the wall. That's Cody Deek off the wall, and now he's going to be under fire by Chuck Burley. These are for some spots just as we're seeing Brandon Yates sort of lean off the gas a little bit there as right now Cody Deek is having trouble keeping that thing straight. Oh my goodness, what a battle we're seeing way outside of that top 10. This is basically for that anchor position in tonight's Christmas Spectacular. Cody Deek looks like he doesn't want to spend any more time back there. Ryan Philbrick is facing the fight of his life right there for that podium spot. Seeing two big sharks behind him, and Brandon Hinton and Thomas Wayne, as he's doing an early great job of fighting these cars off right behind him. This is a battle of old school. You have the blue oval and two Chevys going at it for a podium spot as Ricky Harden again at our top of our grid, checking out from the rest of these guys that are out for these podium spots. You're seeing great movement by Brandon Hinton as we check in with our leader. He could go get a snack, a hot dog, some popcorn, some Christmas cookies if he wanted to, some Christmas milk, and he would still be all right. As our leader now builds to almost a 3.4 second lead. Let's call it 3.5 here in the Christmas Spectacular. Through the grid, you're seeing some wear on these cars starting to get a little sideways. You might see a groove coming off a 3 and 4 almost into the wall for Brent Thompson right there. Can't afford that as you're trying to hang on to a top 10 position. Top 10 right now in this race. Anything outside of that, it's going to be a huge uphill battle to try to finish on the podium during tonight's 87th Christmas Spectacular as we watch Brent Thompson on the low side of the racetrack currently in that 8th spot. Right there. Whoa! As he had to check up off the corner. The number 1 machine of Jordan Trask under fire from the 06 of Ryan Philbrick. He wants that spot back. He wants to try to make a move for Ricky Harden. That's not happening so far in the racetrack as you're going to go side by side down the backstretch. Philbrick took that spot back down the backstretch. He wins the drag race now off the 3 and 4. A little serpentine, a little do-si-do as they now cross that start-finish line into 1 and 2. There is a big difference between 2nd and 3rd, and these boys are sure as crap racing for it as they're off the 2 down that backstretch. We can't count on a guy who's just watching all of this happen from a courtside position. and that's Brandon Hilton. He is watching everything occur between these two guys, watching the chaos occur, and when it is time, he will snatch that position away, as these guys are basically battling by themselves. The next closest car is about 7.5 seconds away. Todd Perrant in our 6th position right now is our closest machine, trying to chase down David Bersecki in that 5th position, holding down our top 5 in that Hot Wheels machine. This is the rest of the field, ladies and gentlemen. There's about a 7.5 second difference between the rest of these guys and the top 5 here in the 87 Christmas Spectacular, but that doesn't mean the fireworks are not going off between these guys, as we've seen movement all across the grid, as David Bersecki is up 8 spots since the start of tonight's race, and Todd Perrant up 4 spots as well. If they can just catch a break, if Santa can deliver them a Christmas gift, they could quite possibly finish inside that top 3. But in the meantime, there are battles going on. right, we're back. Lap 40 here in the 87 Christmas Spectacular at the Rat Think Racing League. We're going to check out the fastest 5 for 5 laps. Tom Ringer at the top of that leaderboard so far, running a 26.85. Ryan Philbrick, we've seen the battles he's been in with Jordan Trask right there as we check out now a refreshed board. Tom Ringer, Ryan Philbick once again. Ricky Harden, our race leader, see him way back just a little bit, and you can see that happen with a big lead. Jordan Trask, David Brusecki, all the cars we sort of mentioned so far here in tonight's race as we're keeping through a lap 50. We're down to 100 laps to go. But as the podium, this is Ricky Harden bouncing off the wall. That's going to cause a little bit of that speed to come down. Because right now the interval is starting to tick. And he has some sharks behind him, and Ryan Philbick, Jordan Trask, and Brandon Hilton catching now as you start to see those seconds tick down. You see one of those guys not mentioned in that graphic on the right-hand side. Brandon Hilton, currently 4th, started 3rd, losing some speed here in tonight's race. He is in that end position, the bookend position of that top 5. Doesn't want to lose pace here. David Brusecki is trying to do everything he can to catch Brandon Hilton so he can have a shot at that podium spot. Brandon Hilton now almost a second away from Jordan Trask. And Philbrick is starting to gain just the slightest of momentum. Harden, who has been our since the drop of the green flag. And I gotta say, my favorite part about the 87 Christmas Spectacular here in the Rat Thing Racing League, or at least throwback scheme, as Jordan Trask. It's not coolers. Across the start-finish line here at the Rock. Brandon Hilton there as well. You're starting to see that middle groove now starting to be used more and more. See the cars drift up the racetrack. Jordan Trask, he sees a dog behind him. And Brandon Hilton, these guys just want to creep inside of the top 3. That's what we're paying out here tonight. Ricky Harden is already starting to see Santa come down that chimney, starting to deliver those gifts. As mentioned, he can go get a hot dog, some of those Christmas cookies from Santa. As he is our race leader. Ryan Philbrick is a guy who wants to catch him, though. As you see, he started in 1st. He lost that early spot to Ricky Harden. Now in that 2nd spot, he has been under fire all night long. Shout out to Lionel Richie. Jordan Trask is giving him everything. And Hilton has got up there as well. But right now, he is all by himself in that 2nd spot. Watch our race leader come off of 4, looking super clean in that 15 machine as he takes another lap in the books. Took the early spot from our pole sitter, Ryan Philbrick. Ricky hasn't looked back since. This is Ricky Bobby reincarnated on the racetrack down the backstretch right now. Starting to see that speed start to come down. He is starting to face just a little bit of lap traffic here. Could be slowing down that 15 machine. Battling for those imaginary spots. They're battling for those spots on the racetrack that don't really mean anything for anybody but our race leader, who's now losing speed, starting to get muddled in a little bit of this Christmas snow here at the Christmas Spectacular. Check out our race recap as we're about to count down with 100 laps to go. 49 so far. Ricky Harden, as we mentioned, hasn't been back since the drop of the green flag. Only 1 lead change so far, everybody. Also, to talk about our biggest movers of the race, I have to shout out David Brusecki, who is now up to 4th. 4th on the racetrack, up 9 positions. Our biggest mover of the race so far. You also look at Todd Perrott right there, who will hold down the last spot inside of that top 5. He is up 5 spots. If you look at Brendan Yates, although not inside the top 5, just barely inside of the top 10, up 6 spots since the drop of the green flag. So showing some great speed so far here in this Christmas Spectacular. But they are all chasing the man in the red and black, the 15 machine of Ricky Harden. He is Ricky run here tonight off a 3 and 4 low side racetrack, letting that tail come out just a little bit as he takes another lap in the books into 1 and 2. We are less than 100 laps to go. Oof, as we see some of that lap traffic bounce off the wall, coming off of 2. Doesn't phase our race leader, who right now is just facing just fire from lap traffic. Just get around these guys, just file them in the books. Put another car in between you and the rest of the podium positions. My man is ready for Christmas here on this Merry Christmas Eve, Christmas Spectacular. If he wins here tonight, he is taking home some great prizes here at the Ratfink Racing League. $30 bucks in iRacing credit my man will take home if he holds position throughout the rest of tonight's spectacular as we're down the front stretch across the line. As we look at Cody D currently in that 7th spot. A guy that we haven't really talked about here too much, but a guy who does not want to look in his rear view mirror as we four. That's our race leader, Ricky Harden. Ricky Harden is right behind him in that 15 machine, but he can't look back. He has to keep looking forward. Thomas Wayne's in front of him. If he can just get around some of these cars. Tom Winger's right there in that 68 machine. Just make sure the leader doesn't get around him. Put as much pressure on him as he can. But at the same time, he's got to know that speed's there for that 15. Tom Ringer just inside of that top 10. Our race leader in the 15 machine is to the inside of Cody Deek. He is just inching around that 13 machine just behind Tom Ringer here. He's going to see that 15 creep up just behind him. And our race leader is now starting to run through the field. As there goes our race leader, Ricky Harden, into the corner. To take that spot away from the 13 machine of Cody Deek. Great speed so far. Was starting to slow down just a little bit as he was running into this lap traffic, but now holding steady with laps just inside of that 28.39 range. 26. As we check in with the rest of the field, Ryan Philbrick, Ricky Harden looks to be off the racetrack. We'll have to check in to see what happened to the 15 machine, as it looks like Ryan Philbrick will be our race leader. Starting to slow down here as we see that infield drop just below that 2-second range. Ryan's going to jump onto this. He is fully on the gas pedal, and just in a moment's time, and you see that 06 machine trying to get up there. He's the only guy that can catch our race leader right now as the gaps are now starting to fill down the grid. Ryan Philbrick sees this opportunity, he has that lead now down to less than 2 seconds, and it's counting down. Ricky Harden now has to think about what just happened. I had a 3-second lead, 4-second lead at one point. The comeback is in Ryan's hands. If he can keep this momentum going, he's got Ricky a little bit more sweaty on that steering wheel as we come off of 2. Not everything is set in stone just yet here in the 87 Christmas Spectacular. Into 3 and 4, you see him now trying to test out as low as he can go in the corner. Ricky was running that middle groove, tested the waters, got bit by those waters, now across the start-finish line. That lead now is holding steady at just under 2 seconds. As we check in with the one machine of Jordan Trass, putting on for Canada here tonight in the 87 Christmas Spectacular. He was battling inside of the top 3. You saw those battles with Ryan Philbrick. Hilton was up there as well. But now Jordan now down to 7th, facing some early troubles here in tonight's race. The laps are starting to count down for Jordan. He sees that podium position start to drift away. Lap times not mentioned the early momentum that he had in this race. Now under fire. Jonathan McIntosh is back there. Brent Thompson is back there as well. Has to hold on to this spot before he gets left in no man's land inside of that top 10. Yeah, there's a battle right here as McIntosh, that's just 69 machine. As he looks to the inside, it looks as though, take it, as Jordan Trass is just holding on to these spots. He's really in no man's land. You might see on right now, Jordan's 4 seconds away from the next guy, and then 13 seconds separates between Jordan Trass and Jonathan McIntosh on the racetrack. That's Todd Perrott right there. Todd Perrott making a move, trying to move up the grid just a little bit. Hasn't moved up much since the start of this race. Saw him in some battles here in tonight's Christmas Spectacular. Thomas Wayne now in a battle with him. These are some of the closest battles on the racetrack as Thompson and Perrott switch positions on the racetrack. These are guys just inside of that top 10. You want to get on the podium to get paid. As we're going to jump up to the lead, though, now down to less than a second between Ricky Harden and Ryan Philbrick. Ryan, the comeback is complete. Now, as we count down the laps, we're going to have about 70 laps to go. This could be the battle we've all been waiting for. As Ricky got ice skates on, he was ice skating down the backstretch here at the Rock, and that's not something you want to do. There's no ice here at the Rock, especially during the daytime, as Ryan Philbrick is trying all he can to take home that top spot. It has been the Ricky Harden show all night long, but all we know in racing, doesn't matter how many laps you lead, as long as you that last one, as we ride on board with a man on a mission, Ryan Philbrick. Ride on board with Ricky Harden, the guy who's been leading this race all night long, now finds himself in the battle of battles here tonight. Ryan Philbrick has battled inside of the top 3. He has held off everybody, all the big punches, everything he can from Brendan Hilton, who now finds himself outside of the battle. David Brusecki, our biggest mover in tonight's race, not in this battle either. It is 2 top dogs that will eat at the end of tonight's race. Ricky Harden now finds himself having to block. He is now finding himself having to change lanes into 1 and 2. As Ryan Philbrick, he's just inching to the outside as there's almost contact on the apex off of 2 down the backstretch. As we watch him come off of full, that could have been disastrous right there, as we had some lap traffic get in the way of our leaders. but not intentional as Ryan Philbrick goes to the outside. They're side to side on the apex of 1 and 2. Coming off of 2, the drag race. Whoa, has a big move from Ryan as he puts that bottom right to the bottom of the racetrack. Ryan Philbrick trying to hold on. Ricky Harden right there as well. They're racing like this is the final lap of the race. Ryan now back to where he started, the top spot. He'll take us into 1 and 2, our new race leader. But Ricky is not done yet as he's to the inside. Now off of 2, trying to build up that momentum off this lap traffic up there. No, there'll be a block on the racetrack as the 15 now finds himself one whole car in between him and our new race leader, Ryan Philbrick, as he takes us off of 4. Oh, somebody sideways. We have somebody sideways just in that pack of cars. Looks like they held on as we check in with Cody Deek. Just about the midsection of our field, up 6 spots with the drop of the green flag. He's trying to build some ground on Jordan Trask, trying to move up the grid. This is somebody, though, that started in the 12th position. You could say he started from the bottom. Now he is here in tonight's event, just 1 position outside of that top 5. He is moving and grooving here in tonight's Christmas Spectacular. With everything we've seen so far, we've seen a 4 to 5 second lead now vanish. Now abracadabra, poof, out of the way. It could still be in the cards for Cody Deek as we're starting to see some cars possibly head down pit road here on lap 76. As Ryan Philbrick and Ricky Harden are top dogs here so far in tonight's race. They almost get entangled coming down pit road. They'll follow each other though. Ricky Harden, our race leader, down that pit road lane. Ryan Philbrick right there, as well as some other visitors down pit road. This will probably be just about the only pit stop of tonight's race. These guys should be able to let these things go wide open the rest of the way. But right now, our new race leader on the racetrack, David Bersecki, biggest mover also in tonight's race. We just haven't seen him in those battles for those podium spots just yet. Trying to get everything he can out of this Hot Wheels machine. As he'll probably be heading down pit road with the rest of our leaders here in moments. Boy, does he look good on the racetrack all by himself. What a way to represent here in the 1987 Christmas Spectacular in the Ratfink Racing League. My man staying out for another lap. David Bersecki will take us into 1 and 2 as our race leader and biggest mover of tonight's race. As we look at some of those guys that are headed down pit road so far, as we're just outside of 50 laps to go. We got David Bersecki, no stop yet. Our race leader, some repairs on the racetrack. Jordan Trask is just fixing that thing up. Ricky Harden, our race leader. We saw a little brief contact with him early in tonight's race. Ryan Philbrick, Todd Perrott, some repairs as well. Brian Sosa, the only guy to throw some tires on that 80s machine. Chuck Burley with some repairs, and John Crosby, no stop. Very interesting to see though. Cody Deek, no stop. Currently 3rd here on the racetrack. He'll find himself in that 2nd spot once David Bersecki heads down pit road. Could be a big strategy for Cody Deek in that 13 machine, as it looks like though Cody Deek is now heading down pit road. Couldn't let it go all the way as David Bersecki, we imagine, will be heading down pit road just in a second, which would make Jordan Trask our new race leader. Jordan Trask just in that 2nd spot. Ricky Harden about 4 seconds away. So we are seeing some separation between these guys now. New race leaders on the racetrack. As we're just about to the century mark in the 87 Christmas Spectacular, it was the Ricky Harden show to begin with. Ryan Philbrick lost that pole position. Felt some pressure from the guys inside of the top 3 for that podium spot. felt all of it, used it as motivation, went to the top of the grid, snatched it away from Ricky Harden. Now, after pit stops on lap 75, our new race leader, David Bersecki, our biggest mover on the racetrack, yet to head down pit road, trying to let that Hot Wheels machine go to the very, but we have to assume he can't go to the very end, which would make Jordan Trask our race leader in that second position. And what a battle that would be, as Ricky Harden's now starting to get on the tail of that one machine, battling for that second spot. As we do have our first wreck in tonight's proceedings. No caution flags, unlimited fast repairs as we check out this official replay. This is Cody D. Oh, it just hits the part on the racetrack you don't want to hit. We don't want to drift race here at Rockingham, and that's what he did, and Cody unfortunately met the wall. If you get that 13 machine down pit road, unlimited fast repairs here tonight, this Christmas spectacular, and thank you to the Racing League for that official replay. Is now David Bersecki will take one of the greatest paint schemes here tonight, down pit road, relinquishing the lead to Okanda himself, Jordan Trask. Now leading the way. What a run it was though for the 9th machine of David Bersecki, moving up the grid, our biggest mover so far. But Jordan Trask, our new race leader, a name that we haven't really mentioned too much, battling for the race lead. He's battled for podiums. He's inside of the top 3. And that one machine now puts that car number at the 1 position off of 4. Check in with Brandon Hilton, sitting there just inside of that top 5. Finds himself running some very, very good lap times just inside that 27.1. Needs to get just a little bit quicker. He is running faster than our race leader. Imagine Ricky Harden in that 15. But boy, it is a big gap between him and the podium. We've seen those big gaps evaporate here tonight. Brandon Hilton doesn't want that though, coming off the corner. You cannot get squirrely with these intervals the way they are, as Ricky Harden is trying everything he can, running a 20 last time by, trying to get our race leader Jordan Trask. Oh, as some lap traffic gets in his way, the 15 machine has to go to the inside. Now back to the inside and to 3 and 4. They're looking a little bit more smoother now that he's gone down pit road. Maybe fix some early damage that maybe suffered brushing that wall here at the Rock. As we cross that start finish line into 1 and 2. He is trying everything he can to get to the top spot. Jordan Trask will have a battle on his hands momentarily. That 15 machine is moving. Jordan Trask has to know that that is coming. As we count down the laps here, as now our fast lap on the racetrack belongs to our 3rd position. Ryan Philbrick just ran a 26.114. That belongs to our man, one of the fastest cars on the racetrack so far, 27.4 last time by. So showing a lot of speed in that 06 machine. As you see now, the 92 machine of David Bersecki trying to get some spots back here on the racetrack. Finds himself in 7th. But more than likely out of contention for that podium spot, as Ryan Philbrick now behind that 92 machine. Just going to be a car in the way for the 06, who was our pole sitter to start off tonight's race. As we start to see some other cars head down pit road, as Ryan Philbrick still in that 3rd position. Look at Brett Thompson now down pit road, currently 11th spot in that 45 machine. Tom Ringer down pit road as well. We have some early retirees here in tonight's proceedings. Check those out as well. Some guys that wish their nights went a little bit better. Jack Burley is a few laps down. Brian Sosa, Tom Ringer, and Brett Thompson find themselves multiple laps down. Jonathan McIntosh, lap down, and our last car on the lead lap currently, based on scoring, is Cody D, currently in that 10th spot. 10 cars still remain on the lead lap as Jonathan McIntosh inside of that 9th spot, trying everything he can to salvage a good night here in the Christmas Spectacular. We're all having a great time here at the Rock. We've seen battles for the lead, and speaking of battles for the lead, we have a new race leader, shall I say, and still Ricky Harden is back to the top of the grid. He snatches away that top spot from Jordan Trask. Our race leader takes us into the corner. Got to applaud Jordan Trask for hanging on there in that one machine. Very much strategy. We talked about that off air coming into tonight's Christmas Spectacular. Are the boys really going to race? Are they really going to give it the... And boy, what a spotlight it is for the one machine. A guy who started just outside of that podium spot. Had to battle. He put on some battles with Ryan Philbrook. Brandon Hilton tried to give him some as well. Jordan, great pit stop to put himself in that top spot. What we've seen all night long out of the 15 machine, just the strongest car on the racetrack. Now Jordan is trying to hold on to that podium spot. As you see now, the 92 machine of David Bersecki rams him into the wall down the backstretch. Thunder Alley just felt some thunder. David Bersecki is a man on a mission here at the Rock. The Hot Wheels machine is definitely hot inside of that cockpit. Just put a man into the wall. And he is moving now. David Bersecki now back up to 8 spots, moving up that grid inside of the top 5. As we creep up towards that century spot, Jordan Trask going to have heavy. As you see him head down pit road. Good thing for unlimited fast repairs, but you don't have unlimited speed, and he is going to lose a lot of it based on that damage. As we're checking in with a Jordan Trask incident, we also have Thomas Wayne into the wall in that 71 machine. He was doing great. Let's check out that official replay. Thomas at 71. Oh, just going to make contact with the one after Jordan, I would have to say, was in shock of what happened down Thunder Alley, as we almost had another incident. But you're going to love the paint scheme. It doesn't look good now, Thomas, but we got to appreciate the Christmas colors there, the red and green. We'll check back up with the 15 machine of Ricky Harden. Boy, he has put on a masterclass here at the Rock as we come off of 3 and 4. We have now crossed the century mark here at the 87 Christmas Spectacular. This is the Ractic Racing League. We'll step aside.
Coming closer, know that I'm a mess. Tangled up in wires, I can't catch my breath. I run. Falling deeper, I cannot confess. Drowning in the chaos, I can't catch my breath. I run.
here in the Rat Think Racing League from the... This is the 87 Christmas Spectacular. My name is William Tiller. We have crossed over the century mark, just counting down the laps, less than 50 laps to go. And in tonight's proceedings, if you're just now tuning in, it has been the Ricky Harton show. He started second, wasted no time getting that lead, took the lead throughout tonight's race, gave it up for just a second to Jordan Trask, was up there, Ryan Philbrick. We also saw Jonathan McIntosh lead for inside that top 10 for a little bit. David Bersecki, our biggest mover in tonight's race, he led the way, had to head down pit road. Pit stops have definitely played a key role in tonight's race, but Merry Christmas everybody tuning in here tonight. We are counting down the laps, and boy, David Bersecki just, I'd have to say, snowplowed Jordan Trask into the backside wall. He is a man on a machine with the best paint schemes in tonight's race. I'd have to say, in my opinion, the best paint scheme as he takes us across the start-finish line. David Bersecki inside of the top 5. As we look at the stats, the 15 machine is laying in front of us as we are letting these cars run wide open. No yellow flag, unlimited fast repairs. Ricky Harden, though, is putting on a masterclass on how to run the rock. He started second, got the lead quickly. Has felt no pressure, except for just a little bit throughout tonight's race down pit road, maybe a little bit of strategy thrown in there. Had to race a little bit back up to the top of the grid. Now at the top side of the grid, only 5 lead changes. Our leader, Ricky Harden, is looking like he wants all the Christmas gifts here in the 87 Christmas Spectacular as he's into 3 and 4, essentially counting down the laps off of 4. Our leader, Ricky Harden. We'll check in with our last podium position. Brandon Hinton has had a great race so far here tonight. He is currently just right where he started, but boy, he has slid down the grid a little bit. Felt some battles inside of that top 3, that top 10 as well. But this is exactly where you want to be as the laps are starting to tick down with almost 40 laps to go. Our podium positions are the ones who get paid. After third, boy, it was a great run, but you're not getting paid. Those top 3 are the only ones that'll take home a Christmas Spectacular. We wish there were gifts for everybody. The gift is having a great time, as we've seen some great racing as Brandon Hinton is still holding down that top 3 position. David Bersecki, though, he is trying all he can to get up there. A man that held our lead, I would say, for just a little bit too long, is the only man behind Brandon Hinton for that 3rd spot. And our 2nd position is held by Ryan Philbrick. He held our pole position, but boy, he wasn't our race leader for very long as Harden took that away from him. Ryan then felt himself in the battle for those podium positions, felt a lot of pressure from Jordan Trask up there, felt some pressure from Brandon Hinton as well. But he has stayed true. He has stayed inside of that top 2 position. The only man that realistically has a shot at that 15. Did battle him, though, as they were both outside of those pit stops. Lost that battle once again. Now in the 2nd spot. Still a great run for Ryan here in the Christmas Spectacular. Now in that 2nd spot, our podium spot, Ryan also holds the fastest lap of tonight's race with a 26.11 in these 87 machines. Even if he doesn't take home the top prize, he is the fastest man on the racetrack. You see some unfamiliar names. Chuck Burley, a man who's very fast and to race, finds himself at the low side of the grid. Ricky Harden with a 26.17. We've seen the speed out of him. That's been very consistent. Thomas Wayne unfortunately met the wall here at the Rock, finds himself in that 10th spot. In Jordan Trask, we saw the great runs out of him. 5th, but out of tonight's race after getting snow plowed into the backstretch here at the Rock. Still has a shot as the laps are beginning to tick down. Ryan Philbrick still in that 06 machine. As we see now that one machine of Jordan Trask all fixed up. Coors machine off of the corner. Jordan down one spot here in tonight's race. Had great battles inside of the top 3. Gets snowplowed in the backstretch after our pit stops. Now finds himself in that disappointing spot. 5th spot in any other race would be great, a top 5, but for Jordan, he wants to get inside of that top 3A spot that he had been racing in tonight's race majority of the time before those pit stops. Now the one machine of Jordan Trask has a very, very deep hill to climb. We check in with some other cars here in the grid. Todd Perront staying very consistent, up 3 spots since the drop of the green flag. This is the middle of our field. Battles between him, Jonathan McIntosh, Cody Deek also right there, but really Brandon Yates. He is the second guy, our second biggest mover of the race, just in front of Todd Perront. That 6th spot, great runs out of these guys, staying low-key out of trouble. Just not enough speed to crack inside of that top 3 as we watch the 9 machine of Brandon Yates. What a speed of that 9 machine. He might even put some pressure on Jordan Trask for that 5th spot. As the 92 machine of David Bersecki, we've talked about the action he's provided for us here tonight. A man just outside of the top 5. We saw him take the lead us during those pit stops in that Hot Wheels machine. Maybe led us for just a little bit too long. Found an uphill battle he had to climb. In that, he snowplows the one machine of Jordan Trask into the backside wall. As we're going to ride on board, look at that point of view. I love the old school orange and blue as we're down the backstretch, Thunder Alley into 3 and 4. Slowly but surely, the 92 machine is creeping for the last podium position now, has that interval down to less than 4 seconds. Realistically, has enough time to make a move, just has to keep that thing moving and grooving here at the Rock. Currently not facing any pressure, but that's also a bad thing. He wants a little bit of a push. He wants a little bit of air coming off these machines. As old as they are, they still work in the air flowing right now. David Bersecki is looking around for anybody. There is nobody around the 92 machine, but he is trying to creep up to Brandon Hilton, who is holding last podium spot as we have just about 25 laps to go. Right now in that 3rd position, our last podium position, running lap times of 28.14 last time by. he is just a little bit slower than David Bersecki. He has now got that lead down to 3.5 seconds. This is for that last podium spot as he's trying to get up there. As we take a look at those lap times once again. Last time by, David Bersecki is once again faster than the 5 machine of a 27.9, 28.12 for the 5 machine for that last podium position. There will be a battle for the last spot on that podium as Ricky Harden are still our race leader, 28.13 last time by Ryan Philbrick with a 27.99. David Bersecki though 27.992, so faster than both our race leader and our second position. David Bersecki has one of the fastest cars on the racetrack right now, but it may not be enough. As we watch the laps tick down, less than 25 laps to go here in the Rat Think Racing League Christmas Spectacular. My name is William, been the overhead voice here in tonight's race. We thought it was going to be Ricky Harden checking out with this thing. No, it has David Bersecki leading the way a couple times as well, maybe a little bit too long. He's shown great speed here in tonight's race. But between those two guys, the fastest man on the racetrack has been Ryan Philbrick with a 26.11, who was our pole sitter to start off tonight's race in that 06 machine. He found himself in a lot of battle to hold on to that podium spot, find himself in second now in some lap traffic. I believe that is McIntosh and Cody Deek right in front of him as well as he's going to maneuver through this lap traffic. Great spot, great run for Ryan in that 06 machine. Looking like he may have a at that 15 as now that leads now down to less than a second. Ryan Philbrick showing some great speed here in the late stages of tonight's race. And you see now in your point of view, that's the 15 machine of Ricky Harden. Ricky Harden losing some speed as the laps are cutting down. Ricky Harden in the 15 now in the middle groove of the racetrack, fighting that thing to the low side. He is losing control of his race car as Ryan Philbrick 28 flat last time by, 28.2 for Ricky Harden that 15. As we're going to 3 and 4, let's check out those lap times as they cross the start-finish line. They exit the corner of 15 out high side. Ryan Philbrick is going to follow across that finish line. We're going to check out those lap times. 28.17, 27.9 out of Ryan Philbrick. Very, very fast out of the 06 machine. Gaining ground now down to less than a half a second. As the 15, the 06, they have been the top guys so far in tonight's race. Ryan Philbrick with the fastest car, fastest lap. Ricky Harden with the most laps led. As they watch off the corner of the 15 to the high side, he gets squirrely. He gets squirrely, the tail end comes up from underneath him. Across the start-finish line. This is Ryan's chance. He's now going to get right on the back bumper. The 06 machine going to look to the outside. No, he's going to fall right on the back bumper. Into 1 and 2 they go. Off of 2 down the backstretch. Again, the 15 gets loose off of 2. Here goes Ryan Philbrick in the 06 machine into 3 and 4. Still going to go down the high side of the racetrack. Going to test that middle groove. The 15 still in the middle. In the apex of 3 and 4. Off of, whoa! Big move out of Ryan. As he goes to the inside, he's going to ride off and board. You're going to go side to side into 1 and 2. Drag racing in the corner. Never a good thing. Stay low. Stay low for Ryan as he's low side of the racetrack. Now off of 2. Our race leaders will drag race down under out. Was a 15 with a big run into the corner. A little bit of tappy tap, just tap, tap, tap it in. As now Ryan goes to the inside. The 15, the 06, the fastest cars on the racetrack, most laps led, fastest lap of the race belongs to these two guys. As now the 15 is going to be forced to the high side of the racetrack. The 06 of Philbrick right there, low side. Oh, 15, hard to the wall. 15 hard into the wall. Ricky Harden takes a big chunk on the exit of 4. Ryan Philbrick, now our race leader in the 06, will take us off of 2 huge heat for the 15. As now Ryan, counting down the laps. We're looking at just about 10 laps to go as Ryan Philbrick in the 06 machine hasn't held the top spot for very long. Actually just only held it for about a half a lap. He was our pole sitter, lost the lead early to Ricky Harden in that 15. Found himself in a lot of battles inside of that podium. Held true. Kept those positions a lot early, bobbing and weaving, what you have to do in a race like this. Stayed patient. The 06 worked his way after pit stops through that top 3, through that top 5 of traffic, through the lap traffic. Then, to the surprise of everybody, he ate up that interval like Pac-Man. And once he did, he put the pressure on Ricky Harden. He put the pressure on the 15, something the 15 hasn't faced all race long. They went side to side in the corners, did everything he could to keep it clean, made the 15 make a mistake. Hard to the wall, the 15 goes. Now, Ryan Philbrick finds himself as Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer as the lead reindeer of Santa's sleigh, leading the way into 3 and 4. My man is celebrate Christmas here on Merry Christmas Eve night in this Christmas spectacular. Ryan Philbrick, our pole sitter, will take the start-finish line into 1 and 2. 10 laps to go. As Ryan Philbrick, our pole sitter, the 06 machine, counting down the laps. We have 1 podium position remaining. David Grisecki in the 92 machine, racing a Pontiac. It is great to see Pontiac's back out on the racetrack here at the Rock. He has had a race to behold. He was our race leader during the pit stops. Stayed out just a tad bit too long, as we mentioned. Had to fight his way back up through the lap traffic. Got in contact with the number 1 machine of Jordan Trask. That didn't slow him down though, very, very fast. Now finds himself about 3 seconds away. 3 seconds for that last podium position. He just about may run out of time. The 92 machine has to give it all he can to get the last spot. As Jordan Trask, the man he made contact with, is the last car on the lead lap. The 1 machine was a top 3 car all night long, just got ate up by the lap traffic. Finds himself now inside that top 5, our last lead lap car in tonight's Christmas spectacular. As the 1 machine, there we go, giving our camera a shot here on the broadcast. Jordan Trask wishes his night went just a little bit better. Very fast, ran lap times of 26.29. One of the fastest laps of tonight's race. Just didn't have enough to hold on. We're on the flip side. Ryan Philbrick, a man that battled with the 1 machine for those podium spots to stay inside of the top 3. Now finds himself with less than 5 laps to go. Our race leader, and boy is he checking out. He is getting faster as this race goes on. 28.23 last time by. My man has found his Emperor's New Groove. Here he is ready. Early Christmas gift at the end of this race, and as we mentioned, that $30 and higher racing away for the 06 machine. As the 15 machine of Ricky Harden, we have bought him for a great run here at this Christmas spectacular. Santa will be proud to be bringing him a gift as well. And Brandon Hitton at our last podium position. Looks as though he'll lock down our last paid spot as we have 3 laps to go. Throw up those threes. Rest in peace to Dale Earnhardt, because Ryan Philbrick is our race leader. As the 06 comes off of 4, nobody around him, looks clean. Lap 149 of 150, no pressure. He felt those battles. He felt everything that was going on inside of the top 3. He lost his pole position, but now there was nobody around him as the 06 take us into 3 and 4. Very, very clean. Looks as though he'll take home the Christmas Spectacular here in the 87 edition at the Rock. We have 1 lap to go, and it might as well be a parade lap, as the 06 machine of Ryan Philbrick has done a great job of holding in there, doing everything he had to do to have an opportunity. Took the opportunity away from the 15 machine, forced him to make a mistake, and now the 06 is singing Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas off of 4. He'll win the 87 Christmas Spectacular here at the Rock. What a great run it was for the 06 of Ryan Philbrick, our pole sitter. Didn't lead many laps here tonight, didn't have to. Just led when it meant the most. Took the opportunity, now gets the chance to burn it down here at the Rock, as he'll take home the Christmas Spectacular here in the Rat Think Racing League. What a feeling as he pulls it into the checkered flag here at the Rock. Ryan Philbrick will get an early Christmas gift. Santa has come early for the 06 machine, but Santa also brought gifts for the 15 machine of Ricky Harden, who will come home second, and the 5 machine of Brandon Hitton, who will come home in that 3rd spot. Our podium, Ryan Philbrick, Ricky Harden, Brandon Hitton. Just outside of that podium, though, we have David Bersecki, who will finish just short of the podium after showing a great fight there towards the end of the race. Just after him, Jordan Trassen, that won a top 3 car here tonight, just found himself in some late issues after those pit stops. Gets snow plowed in the backstretch, never finds it after that. Brandon Yates, though, flip side, started at the bottom side of the grid, finds himself inside of the top 5, just outside of the top 5. Great run out of that 9 machine, even though 3 laps down, still a great run. Todd Perront also in that category as well, started at the low side of the grid, finds his way up the grid as well in that 7th spot, kept out of trouble throughout tonight's race. Cody Deek, though, found himself in some trouble here tonight, does a great job to hold on, only finishing a few laps down just inside that top 10. Jonathan McIntosh just never found it here tonight, just couldn't get that lead pack going for the 09 machine. Never really in any trouble for the 09, just didn't have it here, finishes 9th position. Thomas Wayne, though, did find a lot of trouble, spun out a couple times, crashed, and finishes in the 10th spot, still a top 10 for the 71 machine. Brent Thompson, Tom Ringer, Brian Sosa, and Chuck Burley all wish that this Christmas Spectacular went a different way. Looks as though Santa brought them coal for Christmas. But great run from the guys here tonight in the Rat Think Racing League. Once again, our podium here tonight, Ryan Philbrick, Ricky Harden and Brandon Hinton. As we'll step aside for just a moment, we'll come back with our podium finishers here in the Christmas Spectacular. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank everybody for tuning in here to the Rat Think Racing League Christmas Spectacular. It looks as though our podium finishers have got a jump start on the Christmas holiday. They are off celebrating their newfound iRacing cash, and I don't blame them, folks. It is that Christmas time. It is that Christmas spirit. So once again, we want to congratulate Ryan Philbrick for putting on quite a show here tonight, even though it was the Ricky Harden show for the longest time. Ryan shows great fight to work his way back up to the top side of the grid, making the 15 make a mistake, takes that lead, doesn't look back after that, takes home the top prize. 15 machine, though, leads the most laps here tonight. Ricky Harden, Brandon Hinton right there, and we saw some fireworks out of the 92 machine of David Bersecki. But, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight in the 87 Christmas Spectacular. I know I was just an overhead voice here tonight, but I want to thank everybody for tuning in. It was an absolute great time here at the Rat Think Racing League. What a way to lean into that Christmas holiday. And with that, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to this race. Congratulate Ryan Philbrick on a great run and wish everybody a very Merry Christmas. Just a day away. I can't believe it fast. And also a happy new year next week. But my name is William Tiller. I want to thank my producer, Jacob Williams, behind the scenes, giving you all those great shots of those 87 machines on the racetrack. Everybody have a great night. We'll catch you back here for another broadcast of the Rat